Hello everyone, let me introduce myself. My name is Priscilla Nova Sarasana. Student registration number 2002010100083 from the study program English Language. In this video, I want to review the presidential candidate campaign phenomenon in 2024. This year's presidential election in Indonesia is a hot topic. Scheduled for February 14, 2024, this election will be held simultaneously with the national legislative elections, where vote will elect executive and legislative representative at all administrative level throughout Indonesia. About 205 million of Indonesians, more than 270 million people are eligible to vote, with the majority of them under the age of 30. The campaign for 2024 election is predicted to not discuss policy much, but rather focus on alliances and support from influential figures. Key candidates include Ganjar Pranowo, the governor of Central Java, who is considered a strong candidate due to his success on social media and support from the Indonesia Democratic Party of Struggle (PDIP). The other candidate is Prabowo Subianto, Minister and former Lieutenant General, who has this to the older political generation. The third candidate is Anies Baswedan, a former Jakarta governor with ties to the Islamic movement. The three presidential candidates and their supporters had the opportunity to present their credentials and policy platform to the Elections Commission. There was last-minute maneuvering of heavyweights as they forget elections and strengthened their positions. Ideological alignment in Indonesian politics are often less pronounced than in the United States. Elections are often marked by massive demonstrations and large expenditures, but the focus is often more on oligarchs and which political parties with support candidates, rather than policy issues. It is too early to predict the outcome of the 2024 elections, but the three main candidates represent different paths for Indonesia's future. Ganjar Pranowo represents a continuation in Indonesian politics. Prabowo Subianto represents a more authoritarian approach, and Anies Baswedan has links to Islamic movements. Turning to responses to this year's election campaign, in my opinion, the use of social media such as Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook is a good step and replace traditional campaign methods such as a billboard of party flags on the roadside. Nevertheless, traditional campaigns are still widely carried out today. Although it's not counted, I agree that traditional approaches have value, but many of them are not accordance with the rules, such as the installation of party flags on the road that can endanger motorists, large billboards that can create blind spots and cause traffic accidents, and sticking posters using nails to trees that violate rules. Placing posters in private property without permission is also annoying, and this thing really trouble me, as well as possibility disturbing onlookers when they are driving or walking. Finally, I would like to share my response regarding to credibility of the presidential and vice presidential candidate. I have seen several presidential election survey results, and of the 36 survey I read from CNBC Search, Prabowo and Gibran ranked highest followed by Ganjar and Mahfud, as well as Anies and Aimin. Although from this 36 surveys, we can see who gets the highest percentage. We need to wait for official result as the election progresses. In addition, I also want to discuss about the debate that has been held 5 times. These debates lack substance and seem to be just satirizing each other. In some debates, it was clear that candidates were only considering their personal gains. Therefore, we all need to have maturity in talking in a political context. We should not immediately make conclusions based on just a few data. We are required to be sensitive to every phenomenon that occurs so as not to be trapped in one party. Compliance with the law is also important to drive political change for the better. Debates that are only satirical can hurt votes because they obscure their understanding of substantial issues. Votes should be the center of attention and in the democratic process, not the victim of personal attack aimed at gaining support rather than providing a clear understanding of the candidate's vision and mission. This has the potential to create associations that is more concerned with emotional and feelings rather than rational and fact-based information. Thank you.